Hey newbies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Niraja Anand. In this video, we are continuing solving the questions of RFO 2015 question paper. The question is from geometry. A ladder is leaning against a vertical wall with its tip touching the wall being 8 meters above the ground. When the bottom of the ladder is moved 2 meters away from the wall, the top of the ladder touches the foot of the wall. The length of the ladder is... Very simple question. Let's picturize this to understand this properly. A ladder is leaning against the vertical wall. See, this is the wall and let's take this as the ladder. Okay. With its tip touching the wall being 8 meters above the ground. What is this information? They are telling the wall length is 8 meters. Okay. Then, when the bottom of the ladder is moved 2 meters away from the wall. See, here is the bottom. If we move this bottom of the ladder 2 meters away from the wall, the ladder falls down. That is the meaning of that line. Am I clear? See, this was the initial point. What is this length then? 2 meters. Correct? And what is this length? Let's assume this as x meters. Am I clear? Can we say the length of the ladder is x plus 2? If we find the value of x, then plus 2 is the answer, right? After getting the length of the ladder, it is very simple. See, this length we know it is x meters and this length is the length of the ladder. Let's take this as x plus 2. Correct? What is this triangle? This is right angle triangle. We can use Pythagoras theorem to answer now. What is Pythagoras theorem? Hypotenuse square is equal to opposite square plus adjacent square. Correct? We can use a plus b whole square formula here. That is x square plus 4x plus 4 is equal to 64 plus x square. Here x square get cancels. Then 4x is equal to 60. What is x value? 15. 60 divided by 4 is 15. They're asking for the length of the ladder. What is length of the ladder? Length of the ladder is x plus 2. That is 15 plus 2. 17 meters is the answer for this question. We can take option D as the answer. Simple, no? Yes, we'll continue now. Next question is from a point B on a level ground, the angle of elevation of the top of the tower is 30 degrees. If the tower is 100 meters high, the distance from point A to the foot of the tower is almost in the sense you have to find approximate value. Okay, this pattern questions are frequent, so solve more questions on this. Yeah. Now, let's picturize this. Let's take this as the tower. The length is given as 100 meters and consider point B here. Angle of elevation is given. You have to take like this. Okay. This angle is given as 30 degree. Am I clear? We have to find this length. See, the distance from point B to the foot of the tower. That means this length. Okay. Here we have to use tan theta formula. Tan theta is opposite divided by adjacent. See, we know opposite and we have to find the adjacent value. So this is the best formula to apply here. Okay. Tan 30 is equal to 100 divided by x. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3 is equal to 100 divided by x. To remove this root, let's square on both this side. Okay, this value is 1 by 3 now. This is 10,000 divided by x square. What is x square then? X square is 30,000. We have to find the x value. Obviously, what we do? We take like this, root of 30,000. Correct. Instead of doing like this, what is the best way to get the answer? Think. Yes, you have to use the options directly. Just square the options. Okay, if the value comes near to the 30,000, that is the answer then. See, 100 square is 10,000. It is not near to 30,000. Let's cancel this. Let's square this number now. 141 into 141. We get 19981. This is not near to 30,000. We can cancel this value also. Let's come to the third one now, which is 173 square. This value is 29929. See, this number is near to 30,000, no? Correct? We can say 173 is the answer for this question. I hope this is clear. Next question is the volume of the metal used to make a hollow hemisphere of outer diameter 12 centimeters and inner diameter 10 centimeter is. See, hemisphere means half of the sphere. The question is for volume of this hemisphere. Okay, to get the volume of the hemisphere, let's find the volume of the sphere. After finding the volume of the sphere, it's very simple, no? Just we have to divide that by 2 to get the volume of the hemisphere. That's it. Yes, let's find the volume of the sphere now. Volume of the sphere formula is 4 by 3 pi capital R cube minus small r cube. See, this capital R cube means outer ring radius and small r cube means inner ring radius. But here they have given the diameter. We know diameter is twice of the radius. Correct? No. To get the radius, just we have to divide the diameter by 2. That's it. What about R now? Capital R is 12 divided by 2, 6. Small r is 10 divided by 2, 5. After getting the values, let's replace the values here. 4 by 3 pi, 6 cube minus 5 cube. This is 4 by 3 pi, 216 minus 125. 4 by 3 pi into 91. Okay, after reaching this level, just divide this by 2 to get the volume of the hemisphere. Am I clear? Now, 4 by 3 into 2 pi into 91. 1s are 2s are. Final answer for this question is 182 by 3 pi. Option C is the answer for this question. Hope this is clear. Next question is, if the total surface area of a sphere and cube are same, the ratio of the square of their volumes will be. Of their volumes means you have to take sphere volume and also cube volume. Okay. See, let's take the sphere here. Radius R and cube with the side A. Total surface area of the sphere formula is 4 pi r square. R is radius. Okay. For the cube, 6a square. Am I clear? This is the total surface area of the sphere and this is the total surface area of the cube. What is the question here? You have to take the volume of the sphere and the volume of the cube, square it, find the ratio. Let's replace the volume of the sphere formula here. That is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Volume of the cube is a power 3. Okay. Now, to simplify this, we have to change these variables to same variable. Let's use the first given information, that is total surface area of the sphere is equal to total surface area of the cube. Am I clear? Now, let's take a square is equal to 4 pi r square divided by 6. What is this value? 2 pi r square divided by 3. We have a square value, but we need a cube value. How it is possible? Think, newbies. Very simple. See, let's square this and let's cube this. We get a power 6 and here also a power 6. But see, if we do any changes to this side of the ratio, you have to do the same changes to this side of the ratio also. Okay? 4 by 3 pi r cube whole square. Now, this value is 16 divided by 9. Pi square r power 6 is to a power 6. Let's get the value here. This whole cube, we get 8 pi cube r power 6 divided by 27. Now, substitute this value to a power 6 in the ratio. Okay, 16 by 9 pi square r power 6 is to 8 pi cube r power 6 divided by 27. Newbies, just simplify this and get the answer. See, 8 1s are 8 2s are, 9 1s are 9 3s are. Correct. Then r power 6 cancel. Then here we have pi 2 times and here pi 3 times. So 2 times pi we have to remove. 1 pi should be there here. Okay. Then send this 3 this side. We get 6 and this side we have pi. This is the final answer. That's it. Option A is the answer for this question. Let's solve the next question now. A rectangular park of length 20 meters and width 12 meters is surrounded on all its sides by a road of 2 meters width. The area of the road is. See, let's take this as the road. They're telling width is 2 meters. Am I clear? They're asking for this area. Area of this shaded portion. Okay, it's very simple. Just take this as outer rectangle and this as inner rectangle. Okay, find the area of these two rectangles. After finding the area of these two rectangles, just take the difference. That's it. Very simple. Correct? No. From the bigger rectangle area, if you remove this portion, left out will be this one, no? That's it. Okay, let's get the area formula now. Area is equal to length into breadth or length into width. Okay, this value is given as 20 and this as 12. It's very easy to get this value. See here, these two values are 2, 2. No, just add 4 to this. 24 is the value of this length. Okay, then what about this width? 12 plus 2 plus 2, that is 16. Am I clear? Now, area of outer rectangle is equal to 24 into 16, which is 384. Yes. Then area of inner rectangle is equal to 12 into 20, which is 240. To get the area of this shaded portion, just you have to take the difference of these two values. Answer is 144. Option D is the answer for this question. This simple. I hope this is clear. The sides of a right angle triangle are equal to A centimeter, A plus D centimeters and A plus 2D centimeters. If A and D are positive numbers, the ratio of A to D is, you have to find this, A is to D. Okay, let's take the right angle triangle. A plus 2D, A plus D. Okay, see, sum of squares of these two values is equal to this value, right? That's why I place a greater number here. Okay, let's take the Pythagoras theorem formula. A plus 2D whole square is equal to A plus D whole square plus A square. Let's take A square one side. Then this value is A plus 2D whole square minus A plus D whole square. Let's elaborate this. A square plus 4AD plus 4D square minus of A square plus 2AD plus D square. Okay. A square plus 4AD plus 4D square minus A square minus 2AD minus D square. Okay, let's cancel these two. Then we get 2AD plus 3D square is equal to A square. To simplify this, let's keep 3D square one side and send this 2AD to LHS. We get this. Okay. After this, see newbies, what do you have to do? No, just add D square to both the side. We get 4D square is equal to A square minus 2AD plus D square. Newbies, think why I have added this D square to both the sides? Very simple. Because we can write this as A minus D whole square. That's it. Okay. Now, we can rewrite this as 2D whole square. A minus D whole square. We can cancel the squares now. What are we left with? Yes. Then let's bring D this side. We get 3D is equal to A. What is A by D? A by D is 3 by 1. We can rewrite this as A is to D is equal to 3 is to 1. Simple. Answer is option D. That's it. Next question is, in the figure given below, the sum of the angles of X and Y is equal to. You have to find these two angles and you have to take the sum. Okay, very simple question. You have to analyze this figure properly. See here, this is straight line. Getting this angle is very simple. Here ID is given. What about this value then? Yes, 100. Then only it's add up to 180. Am I clear? Okay. Then let's take this angle as A and this angle as B. Now let's consider this triangle. I'm taking the angles. What should be the summation? Think. Sum of all the angles of a triangle should be 180. Correct. Then A plus B is equal to 80 degree. Simple. Now let's consider this line. What about these two angles? Yes, these two angles should add up to 180. Am I clear? Then B value we can take as 180 minus Y. What about this then? Similar. See, straight line and this angle should be 180. We can say X plus A is equal to 180. We can say A is equal to 180 minus X. Let's replace the value here. A is equal to 180 minus X and B is equal to 180 minus Y is equal to 80. Let's simplify here. 180 plus 180, 360 minus X minus Y is equal to 80. X plus Y is equal to 360 minus 80. We get 280. Simple. Option E is the answer for this question. I hope all the questions that we have solved in this video are clear. If you have any doubt, please do comment it. Thank you.